X+Y is a British film from 2014, directed by Morgan Matthews and co-written with James Graham. Asa Butterfield stars as Nathan Ellis, diagnosed autistic at a young age, now a teenage maths prodigy. Journeying to a mathlete boot camp in Taiwan. Nathan's travels coincide with his arc towards opening up emotionally and having the courage to etc. etc. There is much that could be critiqued about this film's framing of autism, but it is distinctive for capturing how much the manifestation of autism can vary from person to person. Nathan's relationship with Luke and Isaac, two other boys selected for the boot camp, reveals the different degrees to which autistic people mask or hide their autism to fit in. Alex Lawther plays Isaac, who senses Nathan's vulnerability and tries to reassure him.
Hey, how'd you do?
How do I do what?
I mean, what's your name?
Nathan.
I'm Isaac. I'm guessing this is your first maths camp. You'll be fine. Best thing is just to dive in.
After this depiction of verbal misunderstanding, Luke, played by Jake Davies, is introduced.
They won 6 goals again last year.
Yes, although upon recent evidential proof I'd expect this to possibly change, if I'm allowed to split infinitives to possibly change, which I believe I technically am now. Of course, one of the most
famous infinitive splits of all time came in introductory lines of Star Trek, to boldly gone. I think if the writers of a popular American television series can get away with it for 40 years, then really any of us can.
Don't worry, he's always like this.
Everyone, this is Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
Hello, Nathan.
Luke interrupting others with esoteric tangents shows autistic traits highlighted in a 2004 anthropological study on autism in the journal Discourse Studies. Luke is portrayed as insensitive, abrasive, and long-winded in scene after scene, framed as socially disruptive even though neurotypical conceptions of normal communication are destabilized by varied experiences of neurodiversity. As noted in Discourse Studies, social competencies displayed by persons of autism spectrum disorders have implications for delineating foundational properties of sociability. The contrast between Nathan, Isaac, and Luke becomes more pronounced as a cycle of bullying against Luke is fueled by Isaac.
You can pretend you're everyone's best friend all you like, Isaac, but I'm here to get on the team.
Sorry, when have I ever tried to be your best friend, Luke? Boo-hoo-hoo, poor Luke.
Having declared Nathan autistic at the outset, the film now makes explicit the context behind Luke's behaviour.
Sorry. Come across people like him before.
Definitely autistic.
He seems to have picked up all the bad traits and none of the good.
What bad traits? Obsessive.
Socially incompetent.
That sort of thing.
This judgmental framing of neurodiversity is followed by a subtle disclosure that Isaac is also autistic.
It's about adaptability, Nathan. Sometimes we have to change our shape so that we fit in.
Shots of Isaac stimming allude to how much he has had to mask. Eventually, Luke feels so excluded he self-harms.
Nathan. Nathan. It's fine. I've done it before. Just got a bit carried away this time.
The contrast in how Luke speaks here is chilling.
How did your mum and dad explain it to you? When they found out? I presume you've been diagnosed. No one wants to be ordinary, they said. It's all right being weird. As long as you're gifted. If you're not gifted, then that just leaves weird.
You are gifted, Luke.
I don't even enjoy it. Maths. Isn't that stupid? What's the point?
The rawness following self-harm. The wincing rejection of compassion offered. Not necessarily liking maths. There is so much captured in this moment that is accurate to lived experience of autism. What is not seen is a happy ending for Luke. This is the last time we see him. X+Y does show a range of autistic experiences, for as Stuart Hall said, without relations of difference, no representation could occur. However, Alexandria Prochnow highlights how media more often centres so-called high-functioning autistic characters. The film acknowledges the hurt Luke feels to be socially excluded and eventually cut from the boot camp, before excluding his story entirely to focus on Nathan's. Happé and Frith note the public fascination of savant skills may have the dangerous consequence that striking skills are expected of everyone on the autism spectrum, while referencing Draaisma's observation of the disappointment and frustration for the many autistic persons not so gifted. Luke Luke is seen hurting under these expectations, yet the film does not take the opportunity to deconstruct them, and show happy outcomes for autistic youths with social struggles, but no exceptional talents. Stephen Eastwood, in his Cinemautism essay, proposes that stories concentrated on embodiment, networks, relations, and patterns, which are not so much reflecting the autistic experience, but learning from it and moving with it, can lead to more authentic, neuro-affirming representations of autism in the media. Ultimately, there are some respects in which X+Y is noteworthy in moving towards this, but other ways in which it doesn't add up.